Hello, I'm Nadja Callender, Deputy Chief of Family and Community Partnerships at Houston ISD. Thank you for joining us today. The focus of this Student Health and Safety Town Hall is to highlight some of our community partners and to explore and share valuable resources for our families. For years, HISD has worked alongside a network of community partners and organizations to meet the diverse needs of our students and their families. We are committed to supporting the needs of our students and families both in and outside of the classroom. Winter break is a time when many families can face additional challenges, and we want to ensure that you have access to the resources and the support you may need during this time. We know financial stress that affects low-income families year-round can be even more intense during the holidays. The number of food insecure families is well over 13%, making school breaks a tough time for our students who rely on school breakfast and lunch. Mental health organization NAMI found that 64% of people with mental illnesses say the holidays make their conditions worse. A 2021 survey showed that 3 in 5 Americans feel their mental health is negatively impacted by the holidays. Families might struggle with childcare or want additional enrichment for students during the break. Whether it's food, mental health services, or educational support, we are here to help. While our schools and Sunrise Centers will be closed for winter break, you can still access critical services and support through our community partners. With us today are representatives from 3 of our partner organizations who are here to talk about the services they can provide for students, families, and the broader Houston community. I'd like to introduce Artie Goswami, Assistant Vice President, Community Outreach for 211 Texas United Way Helpline, Catherine Medina, Director of Strategic Partnerships for Communities in Schools Houston, and Kiana Anderson, Senior Manager, School Partnerships, Houston Food Bank. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. So Catherine, I'm going to start with you, and I just want you to tell me a little bit about CIS and how you partner with HISD.
Sure, thank you for having us.
Yeah.
So what we do, we have student support managers on campuses every day, all day, supporting our campuses through a community of support. And what they do is, the ultimate goal is to alleviate barriers to success. One of the things that we do is leveraging 250 plus partnerships across the city of Houston, like these folks here. And then we also provide campus-wide supports, which is kind of like Red Ribbon Weeks and kindness weeks and things like that. We also provide small group support, which is like grief and loss and self-esteem support. And then we do one-on-one. So for intensive case management, we get to know our students, we get to figure out what it is that is maybe inhibitors to success, identify those, and then identify resources that they could use. And all of this is just to make sure that they stay in school, that they are on track to graduate, and then they also are realizing their goals and dreams and achieving in life.
Okay, all right. Kiana, can you talk a little bit, I think a lot of people are very familiar with the Houston Food Bank, but tell us a little bit about how the food bank works with HISD.
Well, the food bank works with HISD. We've worked with HISD for several years between our school partnerships. We have a program, our Backpack Buddy program, our school market program, and through those programs, we've touched about a little bit over 200 of the campuses that we're on. Our school market program is a program that's for students, by students, open to the community. There's markets that are brick and mortar that are at the campuses, or mobile markets that are at the campuses. We work with our Sunrise Centers, which is our new partnership with HISD, which is absolutely amazing, working with these powerhouses that are at the centers, working with the families.
Yeah. So, and Kiana, are all of those partnerships related to food for families, or do you do some other things with the district?
No, all of the partnerships are not related to food. Food is the base, but we also have a SNAP assistance. We have our community assistance program that's at the food bank. They go to the schools. They sign families up for SNAP, Medicaid, and one of our newer endeavors is signing up for healthcare assistance.
Yeah. And Artie, I'm going to talk a little bit with you next. So I've heard of 211, and I know United Way. Can you tell us a little bit about how 211 and United Way are connected, and how you all work to serve our whole community?
Of course. Thank you so much for having us. So we know that over 1 million households in the greater Houston area are struggling to make ends meet. 13% of those are living either at or below the federal poverty line, and an additional 31% are struggling to afford their monthly expenses. When households face challenges like food insecurity or eviction or utility assistance, we know that they often have needs that go beyond those immediate needs. And United Way of Greater Houston is committed to helping our neighbors land on their feet and stay there. United Way assembles and strengthens over 100 nonprofits in the greater Houston area to collectively do what no one organization can do alone. And 211 is the front door to access those services. So the 211 Texas United Way helpline is a 24/7 helpline that's operated by United Way of Greater Houston to help connect those in need to valuable resources available in our community.
So Artie, I know a little bit about how 211 functions, but can you tell us, when you say dial 211, am I just picking up my phone and pushing in the numbers 211? Are there other numbers? And then can you tell me a little bit about what happens once I make that call?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yes, the best way to reach us is to call us, dial 211. When you call 211, you get to speak to a live, highly trained information and referral specialist who's trained to not just listen to you, but also understand that you may have needs beyond those immediate presenting needs, and help connect you to resources that address both your current and some of your ongoing needs. But you can also reach us via email, via text, through our website, on our online chat. You can also search those resources online through our public-facing dashboard, and all of that information is available on our website at unitedwayhouston.org.
That's great. Thank you so much for sharing that. And we talked a little bit about kind of services or resources, but one question that I have is, when you think about this particular time of year, the holiday time frame, our weather's getting colder, it's the end of the year. Can you talk some about some of the needs that you all see bubbling up for families during this time of year, and kind of what services or resources you all might provide? And Catherine, I'm going to start with you.
So both you and Artie both mentioned some big ones: financial assistance, basic needs, food insecurity. Hygiene items is really big this year that we've seen people in need for. And then also the mental health side of things that you mentioned from NAMI. Grief and loss, because of this comes up. It's supposed to be a happy time for people, and things come up for them there. And then also because the financial assistance or the financial need is high, there are stresses that come up at home, and so that also impacts the students. And then childcare. For parents who are not in the education industry, they have to work on those 2 weeks that students are out. And so childcare needs is a big one too.
Yeah. And Kiana, I'm sure you can talk quite a bit about food needs, but we have people in our community that are already hungry and need support with that. But even for those of us who maybe are not financially struggling, to have your kids at home all day for 2 weeks, when maybe they're eating school lunch or breakfast, I can see how that might be a hardship. Can you talk a little bit about some of the needs around hunger and what resources the food bank might have?
Well, some of the resources, even though we work with HISD and most of our programs are based in the schools, and the schools will be closed. We do have community partners. So we have over 1,600 community partners. Some of our partners will be open throughout the break. There's partners like Bread of Life, Guadalupe Church, First Church, United Baptist Church. The easiest way is to go on our website and click Need Food, put in your zip code, and it'll show you there's a variety of times and dates that the partners would be open for food assistance. We also, at the food bank, we will be open to sign up anyone for SNAP, anyone for Medicaid. There is no appointment needed. You just come on in, sign in, and we'll have a navigator that will work with you. Saturday, we're doing a healthcare enrollment event. This will be our very first one, healthcare enrollment event. The end of the enrollment will be January 15th, but Saturday from 9 to 4, if you come to the food bank, it is free. There is no appointment, and will be a small distribution to sign people up for healthcare.
So when you say sign people up for healthcare, like sign them up for actual insurance?
Actual insurance,
oh, wow.
healthcare,
okay.
Qualifying low-income families, yes.
Okay, wonderful. Artie, I don't know if there are other things that you see that we haven't really talked about, but any other big needs that you see normally during this time period?
We do. Again, for families that are struggling, the holidays can be a stressful time with the added financial burdens of, feeding family members, purchase of holiday gifts, so on and so forth. So we definitely see that reflected. And, to your point, when parents are struggling, it impacts the children in the household. So we do see needs related to those escalate. Our top needs year-round tend to be utility assistance, rent and mortgage assistance, housing, public benefits assistance, and food assistance. So, really aligned with what our partners are seeing on the ground as well. And we do our best to ensure that we have the most up-to-date resources so that at any point in time when we receive calls from help seekers, we're connecting them to those.
Yeah, wonderful. So how can families reach out to each of your organizations if they find themselves needing assistance? How can they reach out to you?
So if their students attend a school that is supported by CIS, they can go directly to the CIS person on their campus and make requests. Tell them exactly what's happening at home, and we can link people to resources. And if families are navigating kind of these their situations on their own, they don't attend a school that CIS supports, or they're not close to a Sunrise Center that CIS is in, we do recommend calling 211. It's such a wonderful resource that they are able to tap into resources that are specific to their zip code, and then also being aware of what is available through the food bank and the food pantries that are aligned with them. We also have district and grade level specific resource lists that we've curated based on needs assessments that our staff have done. And so if you want to call, so if you want to reach out to CIS before the break, because we are off like the schools are, but before the break, leading up to the time that your student will be off, you can call the CIS office and we can link you to resources through that way as well. So a number of ways.
Kiana, any other ways that they should be reaching out, that families should be reaching out to the food bank?
Sure. Prior to school letting out, you can get with your wraparound to access any of the resources prior to the school letting out. When school lets out, you can call 713-223-3700 or go to the Houston Food Bank website, houstonfoodbank.org, and all the information is there.
Wonderful. So Artie, I have just one more question, just especially for you. Towards the end of the year, families do start to think about one other kind of big need that they have from the end of December kind of rolling into early January, and that is filing their taxes. And I know that 211 has some great partnerships around tax filings. Can you tell us a little bit about the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program?
Absolutely. 211 is the front door to access many services in our area, and January tends to be the busiest time of the year for us for some of those calls. So, we are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, holidays, weekends. So anyone needing help during the holidays, we encourage you to call 211 so we can connect you to those resources. But then year-round as well, come January, as you start thinking about some of those, tax filings and other needs that come up, we maintain a database of all of the most up-to-date partners on that front, and based on your zip code and what your exact need is, one of our information referral specialists can connect you to those resources.
What if I don't speak English or Spanish? Can I talk to someone at 211 in another language?
Absolutely. We answer calls in 150 languages.
Oh, wow.
And in 2023 alone, we connected 1.23 million help seekers to assistance.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's amazing. Well, I would like to thank you all so much for being a part of this process. We actually also spoke to some additional partners. And so we are so happy to be working with the YMCA of Greater Houston, Hazel Health, and the Houston Children's Museum. Those partners are all here to support our students and their families throughout the year, but especially when we go on break. They have some very exciting programs, and there's a video that we're going to check out to hear more about that.
Hi, I'm Danny Dancer. I am with Children's Museum Houston, and during breaks, during winter break, especially because it's a little longer, I think it's really hard to keep kids engaged because it's really easy to just kind of get on your screens and get really focused on that when you're not in school. So luckily at the museum, we are open 7 days a week during winter break, and we have a lot of special programming happening for our families during that time. So this winter break, we're celebrating Polar Palooza. We have a whole bunch of different activities planned, including our big feature, which is real snow. You can come and play in one of our snow pits over winter break. We also have our Seasons of Sharing exhibit going on at the museum, which is showcasing different Houston families and some of the holidays and cultural events and celebrations that they might observe. So you can learn about those different traditions. And then we do actually have some events featuring some of those holidays, including a Christmas Eve event on the 24th, a Kwanzaa celebration on December 26th, and then we have a Hanukkah celebration on December 28th. And finally, I just want to make sure that families are aware that we are, normally we're open from 9 to 5, but on Thursdays we stay open until 8 o'clock, and from 5 to 8 p.m. every Thursday all year long, we have our free family night. So we invite kids and their families and their friends and their neighbors, anybody who wants, come by the museum and enjoy the special programs and workshops that we have to offer.
My name is Adrian. I'm a representative with Hazel Health. We're excited to offer telehealth services and mental health services at no cost to all the students in Houston ISD. That's right. So no cost despite not being able to pay, despite not having insurance, and despite immigration status issues or status itself. We're able to offer these services for all the students in the district. We find that when there are disruptions in a student's routine, for example, the holiday break, this can affect a student's well-being, but with mental health supports, we can provide the tools that are necessary so that students can remain resilient and prosper. Our hours of operation will be from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and will be closed the 24th and the 25th of December. We're also closed the 1st of January. For more information, families can look us up at hazel.co or call us at 713-364-1357. From everyone at Hazel, happy holidays and happy New Year.
Hi, my name is Larry Taylor with the YMCA of Greater Houston, and we find during this time of the year, during the holidays, the biggest need for our families is finding a safe space for youth to go, and then also a place for our active seniors as well. And so during the winter break this year, we are offering camps for youth age students, elementary. At 13 of our locations, we have a lot of engaging activities from them, from high and low ropes to archery, indoor swimming, and also robotics. If there are individuals that are looking forward to getting a head start on their health and wellness for 2025, we have some exciting things as it relates to our health and wellness activities, from Group X classes for yoga. We have spin, we have indoor swimming, and then we also have pickleball for those that have a competitive side as well. If those are looking for more information, they can definitely visit our website or YMCA nearby.
I'd like to thank my guests today for being a part of this conversation on community partners and resources for families. Some of my big takeaways are that you can call 211 Texas, United Way Helpline, any 24/7, any time of day, and get someone that can help you, connect you with resources in your language at a time that works for you. And so we're so excited to be here with 211, with CIS, and with the Houston Food Bank. Thank them so much for being a part of the tapestry that we put together to support our students. And thank you all for being with us. Have a great rest of your evening.